Okay, yeah. So once again, good evening, everyone. Yeah, my name is Ikech Kratrom, and like I said, I'm going to be standing in for your trainers who are unavoidably absent due to a little slight health challenge. But I'll do my best to make sure that I leave no stone unturned. So I'm going to start from the second task which was given. This is a review session, okay. And a little thing I had to point out, okay, I noticed that some of the concerns, some of the flaws, began from the level of understanding we had with respect to our research. I got to understand, I got to see that some of us did not use, it's either we did not do the research or we did not use the research properly. So some persons, it actually showed on their empathy map. So it's kind of more like a guesswork, and guessing stuff. So I've got, I'm going to show us certain submissions and then get to point out why these things should not be as they, as they were. So of course, we're going to start with the user research. Okay. Now, when we talked about user research, okay, it's you're given a product, okay, to build, to design, and then so you have to get more understanding about the product and what users, okay, what the user actually, how the user will feel, regarding the product. So it's you just trying to get information with respect to that. So we were looking at a food ordering application, and then you were to do a research behind, around that particular product. Okay, so I remember some of the things you guys talked about some screener questions. There are questions that you ask that helps you, screen out the persons you do that may not give you the information that you actually need. I think one of the questions was, do you order food online? So if the person says no, well, that could be a screener question. But at the same time, even if the person says no, the person may be inclined to, probably want to use a food ordering app. So yes, that can actually be a screener question, but at the same time, you could also get some certain level of information because the person may have ordered stuff online, but not food. So you could also get some insights. So it means that the questions you need to ask questions that will give you information to build, I don't want to use the word perfect product, but to build a usable product that can be used. So I saw a lot of interesting questions that people actually dropped, and it's so so the first okay, so for those of us who did not who went ahead to give themselves their own task, I really don't know why. I honestly don't know why. So I'm seeing a particular task. I'm seeing a particular question where the person is asking how they get tech courses. What I know the task had nothing to do with courses, had nothing to do with tech courses. So so for such persons, okay, I think like I said, we've handled that. So let me just pick out. I really don't want to pick out a lot of non-interesting stuff. So let me just share my screen, and then I'll pick out a few persons who their question actually made a bit of sense. So please confirm you can see my screen by raising your hand. Confirm that, please. Okay, so good. So this is someone's submission. Okay, so the first question. So first of all, you were told to, you were given an instruction, duplicate. Okay, for some of us who had issues with that, but you later solved that. So the first question, this first set should be your questions about the interview participant. Okay, you're trying to get to know the participant. So any question that you're asking that does not give you more insight as to who the participant is a wrong question. And it should not be on this particular slide. It shouldn't be on this particular side. So that's one thing you should just take note. Now, another thing I want to also point out is this. I noticed that some of your questions, and you get to see it. That's why I said some persons, they did not do the research. So in their empathy mapping, they just guessed stuff there. Okay. And in what they guessed, you get to know that this person did not actually do a research. You could have done even if it's one or two. You have friends around. Just ask them those questions. Okay, ask them these questions. So I want you to understand that the product has not it has not come to life yet. Okay, the product has not come to life yet. But some of the questions some persons got to ask showed that the product, it was like the product already existed and the person has started using it, which is totally wrong. Okay, so you need to be very calculative, of course, if you need to be able to do your whole research stuff. Your questions should have a goal. It should be targeted at achieving and getting a particular information that is relevant, to what you want to know. So you can see questions like, how old are you? Okay, where do you reside? What do you do for a living? Are you married or single? So these are questions about the interview participant, to get to know, more about the participant. It could also help in your analysis. Okay. Now the next set of questions was the questions about ordering food. Okay. Now though this person actually just about ordering food, that is, how do they get their food? So the question, he says, have you ordered for food before? So the person could say a yes or could say a no. So if no, do you mind sharing why? Like, why haven't you actually thought of ordering food? So with this second question, okay, you get to actually see some challenges that a food ordering app may have that could actually prefer solutions, that you could get solutions from. It could be that the person says, look, I don't want to order from someone I don't know. That gives you a feature that, look, whoever or whatever, there has to be a form of rating. There has to be a form of verification that this whatever food that's going to be ordered, whatever platform, whatever restaurant this is going to come out from, has to be certified, has to be verified, has to be known to always give quality. So that's how your question should go. So you see something like, so the next question, if your response is yes to question one, what are the setbacks you have experienced? Now, I want you to understand this, that you don't have to narrow these questions to online ordering. No, just ordering of food. It could be online. It could be just you placing a call to someone and they bring it directly to your house. You don't have to narrow it down to the particular application you want to build, because at the same time you need to try to be a bit more discreet, because if you wouldn't want to just put out the application there except you have permission to do so. Okay, and then I have another interesting question. What would you like improved about your food ordering experience? Okay, because so if the person, of course, this is born from the question one, these other questions just comes from the question one. So if the person has a yes, then you see, okay, look, what would you want to improve? Would you want speed, the delivery time to be a bit more shortened, okay, and stuff like that. And then, do you think the idea of ordering food is coming? So the questions around here, you're saying here, is with respect to food ordering. It doesn't really have to be on. If you notice, you didn't see anything about online here. You didn't say anything about online. You didn't say anything about application on this question. So I think the person who did this, I'll check your name. This is very interesting. This is a very nice one. Okay, it's a very nice one. So you take note of that. Then we have okay. So sorry, need to share my screen again. Okay. Okay. So I hope this is the right screen. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I think this should be the right screen. Okay, so now the next one, we have the questions about why they would choose an online food platform over another. So this is where the online food stuff is coming into play. Now let's look at the first question. What do you look out for in an online food platform? So at this point, okay, the questions have to now be around what a platform where someone online orders food from. So what do you look out for? So if the person hasn't used it, of course the person will tell you. And it is here you get your empathy, what you use for your empathy, because what do you look out for? If I had second question, what has been your experience? You get to see how the person feels. You get to see how, get to understand what the person does, the things and everything. This is where you get your empathy from. You need to be able to do research. As a UI UX designer, you need to be able to do this. What has your experience so far in the present online? Like probably if you're using one already, okay, what's the experience so far? What do you think is the ideal delivery time? So this is just about the platform. What are your expectations when it comes to refund policy? Of course, that's around that. Is the option pay on delivery a determining factor? This is interesting. These are interesting questions to ask. And then I think, so the last one, questions about the COVID-19 effect. Okay, so has COVID-19 restrictions affected your access to supply of food? So if you notice, the questions that this person is asking is with respect to the subject that the person was given. But some of us were asking abstract questions, okay? Abstract questions that it's not relevant. It is not relevant. So, like I said, I'm going to take a step back to your submissions. I'm going to go through people's interview scripts. I just hope I'm not led to, I'm not moved to backtrack some certain persons, because so I'm now wondering, the person who actually now, I don't know where clothes donation came into play, when, donated clothes and the likes. That was not given to you. So why actually submit something that was not given to you? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, why do that? Okay, so now let me give you guys an example of questions that are not really necessary. Now, this person actually gave, so this is one of the persons that gave themselves their own task, okay? Yes, and this was about tech courses. So this person gave himself or herself his our own task. Okay, so look at question interview about the participants. Now, one thing to note is who you're interviewing. Okay, so if this is about tech courses, taking a course online, which the person chose, okay, that's what it's about. Online learning platform, not food. Okay, now I want to ask you, what does family size have to do with online learning platform? What does family size have to do with that? That question is not necessary. The questions is not what necessary. So assuming okay, so a mentor is saying I should do something. Okay, I'll do that. Just remind me. So I'm putting myself, let's say we did this qualitatively. Okay, we just put it out there in a Google form, in a Google form, and then I'm opportune to see it, and I go and I'm like, what is your family size? Imagine a 17-year-old person. How does that information affect? What role does it play in the online learning platform? It does not play any role, so it is not important. So that question shouldn't be there. It should not. So, and then you need to be able to check your question. What's the range of, okay, I think the person wants to say your knowledge. What's the range of your knowledge about technology? How do you want a participant to answer that question? What's the range of your knowledge about technology? Okay, I would want to ask this person, what's the range of your own knowledge about technology? What's the range of your own about technology? So let's see. I'm going to do something. You see this slide, this particular submission, we're going to do something about it. I'll do something about this user research. I'll do something about it. We have to, I don't want you guys to come out as UI guys. UI UX, you have to learn UI UX. The experience, it is very important. So you don't get to build UIs that are beautiful but not usable. Someone can build a very beautiful house, but it cannot be inhabited. You can't live in it. Probably the space is too small. It's beautiful, the outside amazing. Okay, the inside tiles and lightning and stuff like that, but maybe too small, or maybe the placement of, it just doesn't really make sense. So that's that. Okay, so let our questions be ask questions that make sense. Okay. So this, I'm seeing here, the person said questions about how they get tech courses. How do you get, that's what this category of questions should be. How do you get, and one of the questions I'm seeing is, what makes that area of tech stand out for you? What platform would you recommend for tech courses? What is your experience? This is about the tech courses, not the person. This last question has to do with the person, not the courses. But the category here, it should be about how you get tech courses. It doesn't have to be your experience in taking them, just how you get them. There are things that if you don't pay a bit of attention to, you may just lose out. And then you get data that will not be relevant for you or to you. And then you get to guess what you put up on your empathy map, which you get to use in your user persona. And then you now get to build something that is not going to be usable because the data you got does not really point out what needs to be done. Questions about why they choose an online learning platform, like why you chose one over the other. Okay. And then what stands out for you? What would you not recommend? Why don't you recommend it? Why did you choose a learning platform over the other? So what's I kind of like trying to, how can I merge these two, question 3 and 4, into one? Because one of them definitely can just answer the other. Tell me about your experience with online learning platforms. This one should have even come much earlier before now. Question 5 should have come earlier before now. So, and so guys, when an instruction, generally, I think we're moving on now. When an instruction is being given, let's follow the slide that was given to you had a what they call it, a guide. It had questions, it had a guide. Some of you decided to put your own guide. The only thing you were told to do, the only privilege you were given was where you had add other questions. This was the only place you had the privilege to, do whatever it was that you loved or you wanted to do. Every other thing you had to follow. But some of you decided to, do what you actually want to do. Okay, so well, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let's move on. So that's for the user research. So of course, the user research helps you to, kind of helps you to do your whole empathy mapping, right? So let's check one or two persons' empathy map. Okay, let me pick out one or two persons' own. I saw a lot. I saw a lot of interesting stuff, and so I'm going to. So if I actually open yours, don't you don't have to feel don't feel bad. Just take it as a learning stuff for you. Okay, but I want to first of all start with someone who actually did something very interesting. So there's a lot. But let me just pick out this person. Okay, so this is someone's empathy. So so a particular color represents a particular participant. So based on what I'm seeing, excuse me, this color represents Mr. Joseph, this one represents Mr. Carfor, this one represents Mrs. Juliet, this one represents Miss Bridget, and this represents Mrs. Olufunke. Hope I pronounced that well. So that's fine. So what do you have? So from the questions, I can actually see. So this is, I'm not interested except, so this is what he said, what the participant said. I'm not interested except there's a reasonable refund policy. This is with respect to the food ordering app, right? Will I be able, what did the person say? Mr. Okoro said, will I be able to get any variety of my traditional soup? Mrs. Juliet said, I love the idea. As a working mother of 3, it surely helps while like you could see the truth is if there are two things, if this person did the research, it shows. If the person did not do the research, it shows that the person understood what was required. So this shows that. So I'm going to show you someone else's own. Okay, I'm going to show you someone else's own. But this is your empathy map. You take stuff from your research. So this is what this quadrant is for what the person said. So this is this other quadrant is from what the person did, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, what the person did. So Mrs. Juliet smiled and looked very interested. Probably from some of the questions we were asking about the whole, she smiled. She was the next, that was Miss Juliet. Miss Bridget, she kept insisting that she would most likely be discouraged by the prizes. Now, if you look, this just by watching this, you're getting to see certain features, certain things that the application should and should not have, certain things that may be a blocker based on what the person was did. So the next thing, this person kept shaking his leg agitatingly, like I was getting on his nerves. Means almost, Mr. Joseph, well, maybe there was a part where maybe we should just, of course, you can actually even see, look at the synergy from what he said to what he did. From what he said, he's not interested. Okay. And because he's not interested, he's agitated. You're getting on his nerves. Like you can see the synergy from what he said, what he did, what he felt, and down to what he was thinking. He thinks it's a bad idea because of his past. Look at synergy. Look at what synergy. So if you did not do this, of course, I'm not saying it must be in this format, but this is amazing. I love this for the synergy. I love it for the arrangement. It's neat. Okay. So you can see Miss Juliet, she loves the idea. You can see it from her actions, from what she did. She smiled, looked interested. From what she felt, you can see what was Miss Juliet? She felt very excited and enthusiastic. And then from how she felt, thoughts, she thinks it will be very helpful to working mothers working from home. Synergy. Like I could actually argue that this person, I could actually beat my chest. Even if this person, based on this, I could say, no, this person did the research. Based on this, I could say, no, this person did the research. It's possible the person did not do it. It's possible that means the person had an understanding of what an empathy map should look like. The person had an understanding of the product. And if you do not have that understanding, you cannot be a UI UX person. That's the truth. Else, like I said, you build very good UIs that will not be usable, that will not solve the problem of the user. So I'm using this to give you illustrations, to show you what was expected of you. So this just goes to tell me that it is not the trainer. It is not that the trainer did not explain, because this person also attended the class, and a lot of other persons, a lot of other amazing submissions that I saw, they all attended the class with you. But the slight difference, the difference between both parties now could actually just be the person, going back to, go through what was taught again and again. Another difference could be the passion the person has for this. Some of us are in a hurry to get to Figma. Oh, this research time, let's just do it anyhow. Not UI UX. I just need to start designing things 2 seconds. I need to be on Figma. I don't need this. I need Figma. I need Figma. Give me Figma. I need to start drawing. I need to start building websites. When we get to Figma, you still see. That's why some of you are having issues with flow. We'll get to the task flow. We'll get there. You're still having issues there. Why? From this point, you skipped this foundational stuff. You skipped these little ones because some of you felt it's not important. Okay, what you know about UI UX design from what you've always been seeing is that you see it on Dribble design. You don't know that somebody these persons, most of these persons, some, let me not say most, I can't really quantify, but some of them went through the process. Have you seen certain people's portfolio? Have you seen certain people, I think maybe on Behance or Dribble, you see certain person's portfolio, their portfolio has down to the information architecture. You probably just saw it on Figma. You probably just saw it on maybe Dribble, just 3-4 screens or something. But on their portfolio, they went, you can go as far as seeing their information architecture. You go as far as seeing, they'll show you their user persona. That's not what they won't put that every, they'll just put that 2 pages or 3. And then you go and replicate the design. You go to Figma. Okay, I think from this design, I saw a shape. I saw, okay, the button, it seemed like it was this number, you know, this, the height, okay? Let me put a button, their color, let me do this. You replicating designs is good, don't get me wrong, because it's, of course, you're practicing. But if you do not understand the basics, you will what? The truth is, if I'm to just bring up a project right now and tell each and every one of you, this is the idea I have, I need this product, 80% or 90% of you will just go to Dribble. You go to Google first and look for something similar and start designing. You just go to your Figma, you gotta look for ideas. You have not even understood what it requires. You go to Figma, you go to Figma community, you go to Dribble, you go to Behance, and then you start looking for, like, you know, things in that, you know, direction. And then once you see it, you paste all your ideas on your Figma board and start comparing and contrast. It's okay, I like this one. And then replication starts. And then you start doing some mild adjustments and people clap for you. Wow, this is such an amazing design. Copy. That's just what you did. And you have limited yourself. That's just the truth. You have limited yourself. Foundation is important. Thank you, Kunumi. Foundation is important. Very, very important. So if you have missed anything about this from the research down to this point, please go back for your own good. For your own good. Go back and go through it. Go back, like not even go back, run back. It is very important. Run back. Okay, so that's for the I think I wanted to show I'm trying to I think I want to show someone. I saw a particular we'll soon round up. Okay, so who is this person? This person decided to, okay. So amazingly, someone decided to do clothes donation. Okay. So these ones, I think, like I said, I'm really going to go back to, I think, like I said, some of your mentors were being a bit lenient. They didn't want to, you know, okay, well, maybe the person understands it, or let's just assist. But I think I may just have to go back. Okay, so this is another person who did something. So let's look at this. I haven't seen this before, but I haven't seen this before. So, but let's see it together. Okay, so this is the participant 1. So what did the person say? The person says, why? The person said, why cook when I can just order? The person also said, I'm too tired to cook. Okay, what did the person do? Uses the same app every time. What app, young man and young woman? Well, this is from a user research that you did. And they're telling me that what the participants did is uses the same app every time. I don't get. What the person did is that the person pays on delivery. How did the person do that? I don't know if you guys get. How did the person do that? How did the person, when you are having a research, you know, interview session with the person, how did the person get to do this thing that you said the person did? And the person, based on what you said, think, why can't I track my order? How did the person think of why can't I track my order? When you say why can't I track my order, is the person using the application that you have not even built? Like the person is using that, you're having an interview session with the person, and the person has in your interview session, the person has built the application, and your participant who you are interviewing is thinking why he or she cannot track the order. What order are you talking about? This is coming from a research. So some of you just put things. You don't put a thought. See, you can't be a designer and you don't think. No, like no now, no. It's you don't have. You guys have what is called design thinking. So you can't be a designer. You're not thinking. Like it doesn't work. Else you can't actually meet a user's need rather. You can't. So of course I know for the few quadrants, you guys will some of you just put anything, angry, sad. But if I'm to check for synergy, I'll see a problem in synergy. Okay, so let's move this. So this person, because I would want to assume that the colors represent one person. Okay, so at this point, the person is saying, okay, so this is for one participant. Okay, so let's see, this second participant said, I want a soft life. Are we joking here? Did your part? See, even if you want to guess responses, even if you want to make up responses, there are certain things you shouldn't just. What do you mean by participant saying I want a soft life? Cooking is stressful. I enjoy trying out new meals. Okay. Now, you now came to do, this is a research. Remember, this is a product that has not been built. Remember, it is a product that has not been built. You're doing a research to know if this product is actually what is going to be needful, like if this product will solve a problem. So the product is not out. So you're not telling me that what the person did was the person used an app or website depending on her mood. I don't get. How did the person do that? Like during the interview, the person used whichever payment option is convenient. Like, how does this fall on the do quadrant? How did the person do this? And someone who felt who wants a soft life, who said cooking is stressful, who likes to try out new meals, is now feeling indifferent and thinking that food delivery is genius. Like, how do you now think that food delivery is genius? Like everything, you can see that this stuff, I can just know that you made it up. There's no synergy. There's no synergy. The last one I'll just check, cooking costs almost the same as ordering. That's what the person said. Okay, let's take that. You now said what the person did, what your participant did. The person uses an app that has a tracking feature. How did he do that? How did he do that? How did he do that? And then ordering food saves lives. That's what the person thought. Oh my God. So you could actually see it from the person that ordering food saves life. Okay. Okay, so see, I want to, okay, you know what, let me get feedback. If what we are doing is making sense right now, if you're learning, if you're seeing some of your mistakes, and if you're learning, just raise your hand. I want to know if this session is actually helping anybody here. Before I continue, I want to know if what we're doing is actually helping. If some of these explanations I'm giving is helping. So Kunumi said, I think most people didn't understand that this map was based off an application that hasn't been built. Now, my question is, why didn't you understand that? Okay, so guys, thank you. You can drop your hand. Why didn't you understand that? Because I know I attended some of the classes, not all of them, okay? And there was no part where your trainer said that you're doing a research. You're researching for an app that's already been built. Come on now. Come on now. Okay. So but that's fine. Okay, let's assume. Okay, let's assume that some of you did not think that this app, this was for a product that hasn't been built, but it's even in the assumption, I'm skeptical, but let's just take that. Okay, Joseph said, my hands are in the air. Okay, okay, don't worry, don't worry. You can drop your hands. Okay, okay. So we need to see understanding a problem. See, is the most important thing. Don't rush to act. You need to be able to. Someone said I'm ashamed of my map. Don't worry, you can go back and do it. Okay, go back and do it. You can reach out to me. Okay, I'll do my best to check it out. Okay, so don't rush into getting things done. See, once you understand a problem, you are well on your way to solving the problem. Once you understand it, you're well on your way to solving the problem. I gave the Android guys a very tricky task, and one of them was like, I think not just one, two or three were like this task choke and blah blah blah. But funny enough, she was the one who submitted and she got a very high score. What happened? The moment she understood it, that was it. Just understanding it is just like understanding it is just what helps you. If you can understand a problem, you're good to go. Okay, so okay, so let's move on. So that's, I think I've kind of like talked about the empathy map. So let's move to the next thing. So what do we move to? So you do your user research and then your empathy map. Okay. So the flow, yeah. Okay. So I think this is where, yeah, flow. I know some of us may have been, but before that, let me see if there's so let's me just check this Google Doc. You guys were to submit a research plan. Okay, so of which I know most of you just duplicated. Okay, so but now let me even the part that I said I was skeptical. How do I cover this person's name? I don't want to. I don't want to show names actually. Okay, so let me just read this instead. So in your research plan, which was the introduction, okay, I think it was clearly stated. The government came up with a vision to help people who find it hard to get food due to the COVID-19 breakout. After a detailed analysis, the government has decided to create an online platform. This is the research plan. So when you say that you didn't know that this was for an app that has not been built yet, I get to wonder. It means that you did not go through the research plan. You just went straight to move. You just skimmed through. Because the government has decided to create an online platform across the country. Their aim is to meet the needs of students, workers, citizens, as anyone anywhere in the states that can be able to order food and have it delivered to them with ease. So your goal is to ascertain the ease of use of the platform created by the government and how this platform can deliver the best services. So, and then I'm seeing someone's introduction. Thank you for participating in this interview. I'm currently working on a design that has to do with, so you're working on the design that has not come out. The product is not out yet. You're working on the design. So, and then you're asking questions. And then your empathy map is telling me it's your empathy map is now, suggesting that they have actually used the application that you're done designing. Okay, so I know you people talked about body storming. So body storming is not for the participants, it's for you. You're the one who body storms, not your participants that body storms. Okay, so that's just for that. Okay, so this was actually with respect to assignment 2, right? So let's go to assignment 3, the flow. The flow, yeah, let's go to the flow. Okay, so I think this is where a lot of persons did. So as usual, I'm going to look for a very nice flow. But before then, I think I would want to check user stories. I think I want to check user stories. So before, let me ask a question. If you did not understand user story, just raise your hand. If you did not understand user story. Okay, so the persons who have raised their hand, where if you were in class, drop your hand. If you are not in class, keep your hand up. Okay, so now you guys talked about user story. So for uh hmm. So what did we okay, let me do it like this. You can lower your hand. Now I need somebody who understands user story. Just raise your hand. Someone who wants to explain what a user story is based on what you understand. Just one person. Okay, Zazu, go ahead. You're the first person, so go ahead. Zazu. What do you... Okay, somebody unmuted his or herself without raising a hand. So if you do that again, you go to the waiting room. Okay, so Zazu, right? Yes, go ahead. What's a user story?
User stories talks about what a user aims to achieve. I want to be able to create something, maybe a sign-up page or something. That's what user story is talking about. And it comprises of the user, the goal, and what the outcome is.
Good. User, goal, outcome. So what the user wants to achieve. Okay, thank you very much. That's actually good. Leo said UI UX is hard. No, it's not. It's not hard. It's not. It just it challenges your thinking because you're solving a problem. So in solving a problem, you need to be smart. You need to be able to think because you're solving a... See, I want you guys to understand that UI UX is not just design. You are solving a problem. Probably if that comes back to you, if that settles in, maybe to kind of adjust, help you adjust. You are solving a problem. So you're a problem solver. So the fact that you're solving a problem means should tell you that, look, whatever it is, of course, if right now, some of you right now, maybe as at morning, you have just 1,000 naira in your account, and you know that this week you need to eat this week, whether the devil likes it or not, you need to eat. That's a problem. You have a challenge. So how do you solve it? You now have to start thinking. Some of you now start thinking, okay, who do I call? Maybe I need to reach out to this friend. I'll just, give me urgent 2K. You're thinking. You want to solve a problem. And what's the problem? The problem is that if you don't do something right now, then before Thursday, somebody might look for you inside your own skin. You're thinking, okay, I need to reach out. This is my guy. Okay, maybe I'll just send that. I had this classmate then. Okay, very, very, very smart guy. So so if he needs 3,000 naira, so he sends 6 people messages, tell them that he needs 500 naira. That's what he does. If he needs 10,000, he's because of course, if you just tell one person I need 10K, you may not get it. So he just spreads it abroad. So if he needs 3K, like 6 persons, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, for he needs at least he must get at least like half. He's thinking because he wants to solve a problem. So when you realize that you are a problem solver, it kind of adjusts how you think. Okay, so you are solving a problem. Designers, guys, you're problem solvers. Trust me, that's what you are. So that needs to settle down in you so that you now think, so you know that it's not about just UI, just flow, guys, rectangle, frame, and all those stuff that you are longing for. Dropping designs of Figma showcase. It's not that one. Not that one. Can you solve a problem? Can a country, can a local government, can they call you and tell you that, look, this is a problem. We need a product out of this problem. This is what we want in this state. Can you do a research for a whole state? Can you do a research that will solve the problem for a state? Can you do an empathy map that will actually, can you do a user persona? Can you do an information architect? In fact, can you do a flow that will solve a problem, a flow that will solve a problem. It's not just to come and put design. There's something I wanted to say, but this is a live class, so let's leave that. Okay, so user stories. So I'm seeing someone here says, as a customer service agent, I'm trying not to show names. I'm trying as much as possible not to show people's names. As a customer service agent, as a user, what's the goal? I want to be able to see the list of available delicacies. I think I can share this. I'm not seeing anyone's name here. So I think I can just share this. Yeah, I should be able to. Yeah. So as a customer service agent, as the user, what's the goal? I want to be able to see the list of available delicacies on a food ordering app all at once. Are you seeing that story? So I don't need to do much navigation. So this user is just telling you, look, from this user story, you know that on the landing page, just list what this person wants is everything you have, list it on the landing page. I don't want to see, I don't even want to search. I don't want to click here that will take me here and take me here before I get to see what I want. That's a user story. As a banker, I would like it if delivery can be done at any time of the day so I can place my order. User story. As a banker, that is, what's the goal? The goal is what he needs. This person just needs what? Quick delivery. As a student, I would like to use food on the app that gives users bonuses for referral. This one wants referral. Okay, so that's what the user story is. Hopefully, if I see some funny stuff, I'll just drop it on the channels, and then I think we'll do that. We'll just grade some questions on. I'll just drop a random stuff, and I'll ask you guys, rate this user story, rate this. I think I'm having some engaging ideas. Okay, but let's just switch quickly to task flow. Yeah, let's go to task flow. So I'm going to pick. I think I have like 2 already that I brought out. So let me see. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, good. Okay, this one has the person's name. This one has the person's name. So let me hide the name. Let me hide the name. Okay, I think this hides the name. Okay, this one, okay. So sharing the screen right about now. Okay, so this is someone's flow, and the feedback was incomplete. That was feedback. Okay, so I want to ask a question. I'm looking at the task flow, and the task flow. So someone help me. What was the question regarding the task flow? What they asked for a task flow for what? Someone asked if the explanation for the it's not really necessary, but for the sake of the fact that I want to know that you understand what a user story is, yes, please put it. Okay, but it's not really. But for the sake of more clarity, so we can get to know that you actually know what the parts of a user story is, the user, the goal, and that. So somebody says this is copy and paste. Okay, I don't know if you're talking about this, so I can't say, I don't know if this was copy and paste. Okay, so I was asking the task flow, what was it for? User flow, task flow, what was it for? Oh, someone is not saying, is this not user flow? Okay, so at this point, let me ask, what was the question? Let me see if I'll just navigate to where your task was being dropped. UI UX designers. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
The task was to do the task flow for a food ordering application. That was the task design she gave them. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So I want to ask mentors, don't answer, please. Don't say anything, just chill. So I want to ask people here, you were to do a task flow, right? Good. Is there a difference between task flow and user flow? all those in favor of all those who say there's a difference between task flow and user flow. Or okay, let me just on the chat. Okay, on the chat. No hands. User flow, task flow. Are they the same or are they different? So if they're the same, just say the same. If they are different, say different. Same, different. I want to see how many persons. Same, different. Choose. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of different. Okay, fine. So a lot of persons are saying they're different. Okay, so I need someone to explain the difference. Raise your hand if you want to step forward and give me the difference between user flow and task flow. Please, let's not do no hands. Okay. Okay, Fajimi. Yeah, Fajimi. Okay, go ahead.
Good evening.
Yes.
In the last class, she mentioned that user flows, wire flows, they are under task. There are types of task flows, wire flows, they are under user flows. Like the heading, like the main title is user flow. The main title for everything is user flow. Then task flow, wire flow, and one other one, I can't really recollect. They are under user flows.
Okay. Okay. Let me just take one person. Which person is a guy here? I need a guy. Osas, are you a guy? Sorry if I'm asking that.
Yes, Osas is a guy.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, for what I understand about it, user flow is a combination of everything. It can be a combination of everything. Your task flow, your wire flow, and your screen flow, everything. But the task flow in itself just shows the direct passage of where you are starting from to your exit to where the success page is.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So every other person, you can drop your hand. All right, thank you. I'm fine. So that means that, and this was explained in the class. I know she explained it. I know she did. So it was explained. Okay, so that actually just settles that for me. So I don't have to stress myself in explaining that. So let's now let's go back to what I was displaying before. So so you can actually just respond on the chat also. So the first thing I showed, was that a user flow or a task flow? You can just reply on the chat. Okay, so let me go back. Let me just display that again. Someone says it's a user flow. So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing the very first thing, I'm not even seeing an entry point here. There's no entry point here, right? I think entry point is a circle, if I'm not mistaken. Someone said there's no flow. Entry point is a circle now, right? It's confirm if I'm correct. I know I attended the class, so a few things I got, even if I wasn't very steady. Okay, thank you. Yes, so I'm not seeing an entry point here. Okay, so the person just manifested into searching of meals. So, or probably the person was trying to do just the task flow for searching of meals. But how do you even get to search? Okay, so searching of meals, search meals, menu, add to cart, and then you say add to cart. Yes, you want to add to cart. Checkout, payments. After payments, what happens? Add to cart, no, cancel, homepage. Like, so this, I'm struggling. So I think the comment here was incomplete. That was the comment here. So let me give somebody should raise up their hand and comment on this. Tell me what's wrong with this. We're rounding up soon, actually. Someone said confused. Okay. The first hand I saw was Oluwatosin. So Oluwatosin, go ahead. What's wrong with this?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Are you in a noisy environment? Go ahead. Go
Can
ahead.
you hear me now? Is it better?
I can hear you.
Um, yes, the first thing I noticed about the app, like when for search meals, like you didn't open the app, there's no like a straight procedure. You didn't open the app, you just went for search meal and menu. Actually, for a customer that is actually hungry or tired, you have to open the app, then you have to pick your varieties. It's like you didn't indicate whether you want to go for a local, a foreign, or intercontinental dish, and you just pick the menu. There are different menus around. Which one you want to go for, you have to pick for it. Then the decision button, add to cart. Your decision button, that's the one that looks like polygon. When you add to cart, are you ordering it or you are not? And it's either you check out. Are you checking out because you just went to the app to pick the food and then you kept it in your cart? Maybe when you have money some other day, you order, or you cancel the
Okay,
food.
thank you.
You
Can
cancel
off your
the
mic,
order.
off your
That means
mic.
that
Thank you.
night
Thank you
you
very
know
much. Thank you. That was thank you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I don't think I want to hear anybody again. No, thank you. So actually, what crossed my mind when I saw this the first time was, from this search meals menu to add to, I was like, okay, so probably I'm adding the whole menu to the cart. That was what actually crossed my mind. Like, I want to add the menu to the cart. So, I will just add everything to the cart. So, that's it. That was so whoever did this, you from what was explained, you can actually see that what you did needs it needs I don't know where you got it from. Okay, I don't know where you got it from, but please, we do not want to add the full menu to the cart. When I get to the menu, what exactly am I picking? Okay, and there's no entry. So that being said, I want to so there are two other flows I will just look at, and then we'll talk about it quickly. So no, not this one. Yes, this one. So I'm trying not to go up, so because there's the person's name is there, so I don't want us to see the person's name. So you can see, so this one has an entry, and then we have sign up, and then we have log in. So when you're logged in, you can so from this flow, you can search, and then when you search, you're viewing the menu, or from the login, okay, you can then, after you're logged in, you can select a restaurant, you can then view the menu. That's what I'm seeing here. After viewing the menu, you select an order, select a destination. Of course, it's a food ordering. Add the delivery time, add the payment method, place your order, receive your order. You can then log out and then close the application. Or from the select order, you can decide to add to cart. And then, of course, if you're adding to cart, it takes you where it's, to this part, okay, where you can log out, okay, if you're adding to cart. Okay. So after you place your order, you can, either give a complaint or you can give feedback. So this is this is someone's own. So someone said I should pick. Someone said I should pick a flow. Mine is not calm. Okay, so with this flow, one person, what's your opinion on this? What's your opinion on this particular one? Just one person who wants to say something about this particular flow. What do we think? Okay, read one. Go ahead.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, I think it's a very good flow, but from what I understand, it's too long. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks so.
Okay.
I think the ordering is supposed to be a separate task flow, and then the payments and checkout, so it's supposed to be separate. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. So, but well, in ordering, you have to pay now. Wouldn't you have to do that?
Yes, you have to.
So of course they can be merged. I get your point, though. I get your point. But in ordering, you have to pay. You don't just order. In fact, you can't order without paying now. It's not like you're doing pay on delivery. Okay, so I get your point, though. I get the point that it looks like it's a lot of processes, a lot of things that's being done. But at the same time, when you're ordering, payment is part of that flow. Payment is part of that, that task. The task here the particular task that we want to, that we want to do, what we want to actually do is to order food. That's a task. We can decide to rate a restaurant. That's a task. We can decide to, give feedback. We can decide to raise a ticket. We can decide to, do a lot of things. So the task here is to what? Order food. So yes, it may seem long, but it actually kind of covers that. It's actually detailed, but I get your point too. It's a bit long, but payment is part of that particular task. So the payment flow also is fine for it to come in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I get your point. Of course, we should still try to make things as simplified as possible, but at the same time, it's still that. Okay, so so I just want to show one more. I think we're rounding up in the next 5 minutes. So this is the last one. So this person did something. Okay, Ihenchi, you want to say something? Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, on this flow, this place that has sign up, then log in.
Yeah.
The arrow there shows that the person is going to sign up, then the person is going to log in before the person selects a restaurant, which is wrong. I don't know. The arrow shows that it's supposed to be like after the onboarding and splash. After splash screen, you have the onboarding, then you have sign up and login. You have to make a decision between both of them. You will not decide to sign up, then log in. I don't know if I get.
Okay. Let me defend the person. I want to defend the person right now. Okay. And I'm going to think as I want to be the person's knight in shining armor. Why it should be like that. Okay. So, well, the thing is, so there are some platforms, I'm probably thinking maybe this is what the person was thinking, okay? There are some platforms that just because you're signed up doesn't mean you should log in. Now, the reason I'm going to speak from a developer point of view and from someone, people who handle database and the likes. Okay, so when you sign up, it's paramount that you get to probably verify, the email or verify the phone number or whatever. So they are actually sure that we are saving an actual person's data. Okay, so we don't have a lot of dummy data. So someone could actually do a typo. There could be a typographical error in the email. And then if the person just logs in, it's assume that person is a user, but the email is invalid. So you have a user, but you have a dummy data. You have a data that's not, it's not the right data but when you get to validate that stuff, then that means that on signing up, that's why you see some say, okay, you've signed up, go and verify your mail. So once you're done verifying, some platforms you have to log in. You can't log in until you have verified. So I'm thinking that probably it's possible that the person did not think like this, but I just want to step in. Of course, there are flows that once you sign up, there are certain applications that when you sign up, you just go straight. Yeah, I've seen applications like once you sign up, you've started using, you don't verify, it just starts. That there are certain applications like that. But there are some that, they are very peculiar about having real users. So you get to verify first. So because you have to verify, you now have to log in.
Yeah. I get what you said, but me, I'm still opposing the person because
that's why I said. I want to stand for the person.
With what you said, I understand what you said.
Yeah.
But that flow now, when the person clicks on sign up and then the authentication screens where you have to verify and all that, then you can also see a login at the end of that again. But the login is supposed to be a separate flow from the sign up. With what you explained, yes, person can sign up and then after verification, they'll ask him to log in. Yes, that login now is going to be on the sign up flow. The login flow.
So it should be on a separate flow. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. If the person already has an account, he does not have to go through the whole sign up and authentication phase again. Let's say I buy a new phone and download the app. I don't have to go through the whole sign up stuff again. I'll just click on login and then log in and go to
log in your this thing. Yes. Okay, so let's review this last one. I think we need to round off. So this person did some flows, man. This person did some flows. Like this person did some flows. This person did some flows. Okay, so let's start with. So first of all, we are seeing a task flow for sign up and sign in. So this is, kind of what your mentor said. So you open the application and then sign in. So you can either sign in and then it takes you to the home screen, and then congratulations, and then that. So this person is showing himself. He's now going there so that we'll know who the person is. Okay, with the Medjona, well, I've seen you. Okay, and then I'm seeing, so sign up, imputes location. Okay, of course, if that's the detail that's necessary, imputes this. So this also takes you to the home screen. So this is a task flow for sign up and sign in. Okay, this is a task flow. So you have, now this is a task flow. You have a task flow for printing, payment, receipts. Interesting. You have a task flow for referral link. Okay. Task flow for review. How many persons are on this board? Did 2 people do one task, or somebody helped somebody? Because I'm wondering why 2 persons are on this board. That's interesting. The other person has, okay. I think you should take notes. There are 2 persons, this particular person, 2 persons on this board. So it means somebody shared there are 2 things I'm seeing here. Either the person shared it with somebody or somebody assisted the person.
Okay, click on share. You see their names, the 2 of them on the board.
Okay. See them. Oh, this is the owner. And this one can view. Oh, really?
The Medjona is the intruder.
Oh, really? Take a screenshot. Thank you. Take a screenshot. Tell me when you have done that quickly, please. Take a screenshot.
I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, well, it doesn't take away the fact that the person actually did some nice stuff. Okay, so you have the task flow for review, task flow for forget password, but there's no task flow for ordering the food. Okay, there's no task flow for actually ordering the food, which is actually more important. So, but now you guys get to understand user research, what is required, what is expected in the empathy map, what is expected in the user story, what is expected in your task flow. Okay, please go and go through this video again, this review session. Okay, okay, so 2 hands are raised. We are actually running out of time. Okay, Kunumi, okay, you're the one. Okay, you're the only one. Okay, just speak and then we'll round up. We just have 3 minutes. There's other classes that needs to start by 7 p.m. So go ahead. So yeah, by the way, with the American, sorry, so you just take note of this person. Okay, he or she actually should not be promoted, in as much as the person did a very good job. The person did not capture the actual ordering of ordering food rather. So that should that should capture that. So if yeah, Kunumi, go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to say something about the other map that you showed.
Okay, this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
The question was about creating a task flow.
Yeah.
And then, from my own understanding, it was supposed to be like a 1-part thing.
Yeah. Okay.
That doesn't include multiple branches or multiple pathways. So that's what. So I want to understand that, does this fall within the task flow? Hello?
Okay, so does this one that we are actually looking at?
Yes, because a task flow is supposed to just show like how the user traveled through the platform while performing a specific task, and then it's supposed to be like just one part. It doesn't include, because from the slide, it says it doesn't include multiple branches or pathway like the traditional user flow might. Because and then they give like an illustration whereby it's just entry, action, and then success. But from this task flow now, I can see multiple branches. I can see multiple pathways to get into like my destination or to like my goal. So does this still fall under the task flow? Does it still fall under that same task flow?
Okay, so I'm going to say a slight no. I think that's why I actually also brought out this one. Okay, I think that's why I brought out this other one. Okay, you can see, for example, a task flow for a referral link. You see straight up. You can see this, right? That's why I actually brought out this one. Now, you see this one. These other branches for, let's say, for a review, I could just take out this conditions and just, okay, you know what, for the review, home screen, restaurant search, exploration, whatever. When you search for a restaurant, click restaurant, add review. That's a task flow. So certain branches are not necessary actually in the actual sense if we want to talk about task flow. But at the same time, that's why something to say slight no. Okay, and of course this is with respect to my own listen, because like, trust me guys, I'm not a UI UX person, okay? I'm just someone who's enthusiastic about it. So there are better experts than me, of which Design Chi is one of them. Okay, so this is actually a straight path, and there's no branches, for example, in printing a payment receipt. You can see it's straightforward. So yes, so a task flow is just one flow to what you want to achieve. Now, there are certain tasks that are I think one of the things I would have expected someone to ask is, there are certain tasks that are dependent on another. Okay, so in such situations, what do we then do? There are certain tasks that are dependent on another. So can we just cut out that dependency and just move straight? Okay, so these are stuff I need you to go and research on, okay, because the class needs to start by 7 p.m. and I am 4 minutes late already, okay? So please, whatever I want to say, please let's just take it to the channel. I'll try as much as possible to be on the channel to answer some of your questions. Someone say you want to see score. Trust me, you do not want to see scores. You really do not want to see scores. You'll be heartbroken. Okay, so guys, thank you very much. Joseph. Okay, Joseph, go ahead. You're really quickly 1 minute. 1 minute, Joseph.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you please go back to the previous task before this one?
Previous task?
Yes, this one. Sorry, I meant
okay.
Okay, now from this search board, it is going down to sorry, can you move the screen down a little bit?
Down to,
like, to your right.
Okay. To view menu.
Yes, like
yeah.
And I see the whole screen.
When you say see the whole screen, I'm trying not to show the person's name. That's why it's zoomed in like this. So from the search, it goes to the view menu.
To the end part.
Okay, end part.
From this add to cart now, it is going directly to, can you please keep going?
Yeah, to log out.
It's going there to log out. How can you add to
no,
cart?
It's not. No, that's actually very interesting. So that's very interesting. So how can you add to cart? So when you add to cart, it doesn't really, that is a task. I want to say that's a task flow for adding to cart. Okay. But of course, when you add to cart, that's just what you've done. That's a particular task flow. So you could actually decide to log out. You've just added to cart. It's different. I know you may want to check out. Any other operation you're doing is not adding to cart. So adding to cart is just a flow. You've added to cart. It's just a task flow. You've added to cart. It's just one task. Any other operation you want to do is no longer adding to cart, like checkout. You know, all the stuff. Those is no longer. You can have a flow for checking out. Checkout can actually be a flow on its own, of course, which is expected to be shorter. So probably for this person, after adding to cart, I should just log out. Maybe that's what this person is actually saying. And then from there, I can close the application. Okay. So remember, I know some of you have a lot of ways you're thinking about this. And please, oh God, look, I am not defending anyone. Trust me, I don't know you guys. I'm just trying to, one of the things I try to do, I try to get into people's head to try to know what they were thinking probably when they were doing stuff. Okay, so, and no, please. Someone says, I'm not defending anyone. I don't know you guys from anywhere. Okay, so guys, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, So go redo, check out what you've done. For some of you who haven't been promoted, means you have stuff to do. So go and fix those stuff. Okay. If others, if you feel you want to update your stuff, okay, please go ahead and you can reach out to me, Ihechi, to just review, but please do not stress any of the mentors. So guys, thank you very much. I'm out of time and I have to really go. So have a wonderful night.